Yo, what's up aliens? Ahi here with another tutorial. So today I wanted to go over two of my tracks off of my Animals EP that's out on Producer Dojo. And if y'all are in the dojo, what's up y'all? Welcome in. The two songs are Ostrich Banana Zone and 10-Foot Tarantula. These are like sort of like glitch hoppy kinds of songs. This one here, we're going to look at Ostrich Banana Zone first. Liquid Stranger actually added this to a Spotify playlist, which if you're watching, thank you, man. I super appreciate that. Yeah, the sound design of this one's pretty unique. Now, here's the overall project, and you can see it's like pretty organized, but you can also see here it's a little disorganized. Like I have this whole section here where it's just like me trying to chop up different ideas. And I just wanted to show you all this real quick just to show you that, you know, an idea doesn't just come, it's discovered. It's a bunch of different break beats that I was just chopping up and playing around with different samples. I think it was just sort of just this different song that was about to happen. What's this sound? I'm curious. Yeah, just a completely different sound design direction. And then eventually through exploring, I found this. Listen. All right, now let me show y'all the thinking behind some of that sound design. I was really inspired by this track of Yeti's called Crack the Window. I think that's what it's called, or it's Crack the Window Refix. Someone did of it, but it's sort of like this like speaky sort of like sound that sounds sort of like this. And I wanted to make it sound like it's talking. So inside the actual serum, you can see here there's like, is there any post-processing? I guess I have some post-processing on here, which is the Magic Box and the Fat Rack, which are part of my Magic Ableton Rack series. And then I'm doing a little EQ boost and sidechaining. But mostly it's just all within Serum. So here it's so much about the LFOs. So I have another video on how to go about FM, creating like FM wubs. I think the video is called How to Make the Perfect Wub. And I go through this process of using FM from B to have two sine waves FM each other. Here we go. Yeah, so it's just like this sort of wubby bass sound. But what I wanted to do is sort of make it talk. And so I also added in this like higher noise in there. A big thing to notice is it's like 25, 16. Yep, that's exactly the same in the video, but this is up 3 octaves. They're both sine waves. And the LFO one I put on the level. This level's turned all the way off because it's just modulating this carrier. And so when I was thinking of the pattern, I was like, wub, 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 wub. And so I just wrote that volume pattern first in here. So there's the wub, 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 wub. But, you know, in my vocals, the pitch is sort of changing. And you can see here, it's actually, it's got this pause here at the very beginning because there's the call sound that is this group up here, this sound. It's also mixed in the sub there. So that's like the call, and then this whole section is the response. And then here, this LFO, I think this is controlling here in the matrix. Yeah, the master tune. So the master tune you could find here in the global section. And I just have this going up, an octave, 12. So basically I've got an octave or so to play around in here. And so wub, 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 wub. And that just sort of lines up with all these are going up, and then this one wub is going down. And so it's like this combination of first figuring out what's the actual volume doing, and then what's the pitch doing, and then thinking about the sound design like after the fact of those things. Because I think I actually started all this just with a saw wave, like, you know, like this, like this. Though even without the LFO too, so I'll remove all destinations for that for now. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly how I started. So I went Wob, 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 wob. And then next here, assigning that LFO2 to the global master tune, putting it up 12. Yeah, and then from there, really going in for the more sine wave type FMing. And then I was like, okay, that's a little dark. I need it to be able to be heard a little bit, so I added in the air can. And there we go. That's how I got that sound. And then basically I make a unique instance of every single one for each phrase. So here's the next phrase. So you can see wub 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 wub. So da 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 da. Yeah. So this LFO is controlling the pitch. This one's controlling the volume. But you can see here it goes da 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 da, and then even lower duh. I hope someone remixes this of me. Wub 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 wub. God damn. Okay. Yeah, look at that. No effects on there. And then yeah, just each section is just slightly different. Let's see, what does this one look like? Wub 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 wub. Yeah. And then after all that goes on, then there's this other section, and basically how I switch it up is I just change the modulator here from the sine wave to this monster. But it's everything else is exactly the same, you know. So if I change this back to basic shapes, oh, actually, we got some modulation here on the wavetable position. I'll just bypass that for now. So if we play that, what does that sound like? Yeah, so it's that, but I just changed it to Spectral Monster 5, I think it was. Yeah, but then, you know, put the wavetable on there. Yeah, just so that way it's got a little bit extra detail there. And then basically I did that same process for a whole new series of synths, you know, and it just goes through the whole thing like that. Yeah, so that's wub 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 wub. Wait, wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. There we go. So da 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 da. Yeah, that was fun. And then yeah, this is just sort of slowly changing the wavetable position. But yeah, that's the main idea that I think is really interesting here in this song. And then the drums are super simple. I think I was playing around with so many different types of drums and breaks, and then I just kept on trying to simplify it after a while. Like you can see, I had all these like hi-hats and things in here, but I decided to get rid of them. I think a big thing though is these reverse crashes into the snares. I think it gives some like uniqueness to every snare. Also, I think there's like a different texture. Oh no, actually, I got rid of that. So yeah, it goes kersmack and then crash, or kersmack and then crush. Let's go kersmack, crash, crack, crash. Yeah, gives diversity to each snare. And then I think, yeah, I just went through and just found some samples that just like really work together. Yeah. And then is there any processing on here? Yeah, I guess there's the fat rack processing. Without it, sounds like. With it. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit fatter there. Anything else interesting in the vocals? I guess here there's the these little sounds. I think the Ahi robot maker really makes those stand out. I use that a number of times throughout this EP. Let's see here. What's this?
All you gotta do is listen up.
Yeah, so that's got both the rap vocalizer and the robot maker.
All you gotta do is listen up. All you gotta do.
Am I pitch? Yeah, I'm pitch shifting this, so it's like going down.
All you gotta do is listen up.
Yeah, I thought that sounded trippy. And then the rap.
All you gotta do is listen up.
A big thing of that is adding the drive in there and compressing it. That's a lot of what that's doing. And then the robot maker's adding that delay in there.
All you gotta do is listen up.
Yeah, super fun. And then these are vocal samples as well. That just slowly increase. And then let's see here. Yeah, cut them off there once this vocal starts coming in. Amazingly simple, you know? And then I think what I did for the second drop is I rendered this whole bass group out and then just started chopping them up here to get like a different pattern and just having fun with that, really. So it's like almost A-Bing like certain parts in here that would normally be like this would be the A section, this would be the B section, but then in here just interchanging them willy-nilly more frequently. I think that came up with a good result. And then let's see here, the effects. What's going on with these effects? Oh yeah, some bugs. Crickets, that's always nice. I like adding a real space in there. Some weird other noise. I think this is... What is this? Is this a riser? Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's this like outro sound. All it is a sine wave with this noise on it, and yeah, it's being compressed a little bit with flanger on there. Amazingly simple. And then it's just sort of fading away. One thing I did have to do on here is that if we look in span, there's these like really high pitched things. So was it 11.8 thousand? So I went in here and found the EQ. Yep, 11.8. Took out that exact frequency. Got rid of that. Cool. Let's go into the other track, 10-Foot Tarantula. Okay. So here I want to show off first of all that this track was actually pretty inspired by this Mr. Bill and Killsmith track. I actually like timed out the intro, the build, and the drop around the organization of their track. But then after that, I sort of took some deviations and then just sort of found my own song structure on my own after that. But so much, it's amazing how much faster you can get through song structure if you base it off of someone else's structure, and then you can go anywhere from there. But it helped me out a lot to sort of get that initial structure. Let's see here. Is the beat the same? No, I think it's... No, I ended up doing a little bit of a different beat, but I think I had actually recreated their beat initially and then changed it to fit my own thing. So this drum pattern, I think, was like a drum and bass drum pattern. Yeah. So what I did is I cut out all the individual elements. So I cut out the kicks separately. And then I cut out the hi-hats. And then the snare. And then just used that loop to create my own beat out of that. And it's just super simple. It's all just from that one loop. It didn't even need any post-processing. Yeah, it's hardly doing anything. It's just the samples worked really well, and I liked it. Went from there. And then I guess I do have some top drums here. Yeah, look at this. I had all these other top drums in here, but decided to get rid of them. And then, yeah, what's this here? Oh, yeah, so here's another example. I think this was another drum and bass. I just love, rewriting drum and bass drops to be halftime clips. So, I'd grab the, what would I do to do that? I would grab the snare here, edit that out, slide it over, put the snare back in, boom, yeah, and then get rid of those, add that there, and then, yeah, there we go. We got that. Oh, almost cut that, move that guy over, and then, yeah, just grab some of that. Boom, there we go. That's pretty much the same clip right there. Y'all saw how I did it in real time. Super fun. Yeah, and then I think I EQ'd out the low end of that so that way the kick doesn't interfere with the kick of the main drums right there. Also, in the beginning, I think this is a beatbox loop from a sample pack we made with Cello Joe. Super sick. Mix that in with this sort of weird chopped vox up here. Yeah, it made just this cool polyrhythm. And then what's this? Yeah, I like that in there. So I guess this is the main kick in here, at least for the intro. And the reason why it's only doing it on the first downbeat is so that way I can easily mix this track with another track. Because a lot of glitch hop songs, like it's not like it's either, there's a lot of variations within glitch hop of how you can arrange the kick patterns, as opposed to house, which is just going to be on the downbeat of everything. In glitch hop, you can do the broken beat or you can do on the downbeat. So the reason why I don't have the second kick in there is so that way I can mix this song really easily from anything else, and it's got the space to allow that other track's kicks to be more predominant in there if they so happen to be. So it just gives a lot of extra space there to be an easy mix with another track, so that way you don't have like some weird double kick pattern that's happening strangely. Yeah, here's the build. We got a lot of effects in here. This one's a pretty weird one. Yeah, so what's this doing? This is basically going eighth notes and then slowly rising in pitch and also letting go of the pulse width modulation. That's also moving the pitch, wiggling it, and then it's chopping this like gate-like effect with the wavetable position. Oh yeah, and then it's also increasing the reverb. So it's increasing the phasing, the reverb, and the phase rate all at the same time. And then there's this really weird, there's like some water sloshing in the background. I just love adding those real world vibes. And then some white noise that's going down and then back up. What's this? Oh, this is like, what is this thing? So yeah, some weird drum beat, and I just stretched it out using the these markers down here, and I put it in texture mode and turned up the grain size all the way and pitched it up, and it just resulted in this weird jittery thing. And then I'm EQing it to make it more open. Yeah, and it sort of helps that build section just sound weird and unique. And then we got the vocal chop in here. And then it's got a snow cone fade in there. Oh yeah, here I rendered a bunch of them together by hitting like Apple J like that, and then just going in here, putting in complex pro mode, performance all the way down on the clip mode with the transposition modulation, and then double clicking on the edges, and then whoop. Yeah, making that go up like that. And then also doubled it. Yeah, you can see there. And then just found this little sample. Doesn't even have any effects on it. Just worked. Cool. Now the drop. Yeah, super call and responsey. So the initial calls are just these like really gnarly, I call them phase slime. So yeah, again, it's just the sine wave with this noise in there that's being heavily phased and compressed. So without the phaser, really makes all the world of difference, and the noise. So without that noise, it's just a distorted sine wave. Adds all the difference. So yeah, that's just super hitting. And you can actually get this preset. I just released a new Serum preset pack called Alien Bass. And it is the culmination of like almost 6 years of working within Serum. And there's like 165 Serum presets in there that I use in all my songs, including this one. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description for y'all for that. And then also in here, I'm also using some samples from a Kyoto sample pack that we put out on Splice. So here's some of those cool sounds. You know, he just killed these. I think what these are originally like part of longer phrases, and what I did is for the sample pack, I went and cut them up to like the most usable ones. And then also on here, all I did was compress them a little bit more and add more top end to it. Yeah, just to get them a little bit more beefier. And then is there any, there's not even any effects here on the group. Crazy. And then here, those scratches are actually all done in Serum. Again, these I believe come with the, yeah, so let's see here. I think that's the only modulation on there. So what this is, it's super simple. It's a white noise being sent through a bandpass and some distortion, but it's super simple. So yeah, check this out. It's really just that automation there and the length of the notes that's super important. The length of the notes is super important, and then the position on there sort of determines the pitch in a way. So check this out. So yeah. And so you can really get these interesting. Yeah, if you go through and just like play around with the subtle shape of it, you can get some really cool sounds out of that. And then I did that same thing again over here, but instead of using the white noise, I used this sample of someone saying "bah," you know? I think an important thing though on here is to make sure that this is not clicked, because this makes it so that way it's a one shot, and I made it so that way it's a loop in there, and I think that's how it's able to get that cool thing by just holding down the note. But it's like off the grid, so it sounds cool. Oh yeah, here's another variation of that slime. Phase slime. That's also in the pack. And then here we are in the second drop that used to be the third drop. So yeah, in making this song, like I actually had made this drop first. And then was like, oh, I like that one more. So I just switched the placement of them because I was like, more people are more likely to play the first two drops than all three. And this sounds super simple too. This is in that pack too, so it's sort of goes. Yeah, without the So it's really about that noise, but with the sine wave underneath it. I think what I do here is I actually create different instances for the different speeds. I could have just automated it in here, but I don't know why I did that. Sometimes you're just in a flow and you do what's right for the song and you don't think about it. Those are some other cool Kyoto sounds. Definitely go check out his pack. What else we got in here? Yeah, there's that again. I guess this one is just also got some down sampling on it, just to give some variation to it. How'd this one go? Oh, this one also, instead of the sine wave, it just uses a different wavetable position. But it's sort of similar to a sine wave, you know? But it's a messy in between. Yeah, and then a big thing is just making it so that way it's super easy to mix in and out of. I like adding the sub drops in there, and then the opposite, the sub risers. Super cool effect live. You can really feel it. Oh yeah, and then here we've got the little samples of the yeah. Where's that? Yeah, boy. But it's got the robot effects on there. But yeah, overall, super simple, you know? Like, there's not much group processing. These limiters aren't really even doing anything. Just finding the right samples and placing them in the right place. Like, see, yeah, this is doing 2 decibels of gain there. But other than that, it's nothing. This is just measurements. But yeah. And so here in the mix, there's that shape that I talk about in my span tutorial, where you want the average height of the highs to equal about the average height of the lows and vice versa. So here you can see these highs sort of match the lows here. The volume of them sort of match the highs here. Especially if we look here, it depends on where you look, but it's the average of a certain amount of time. And then there's that dip there in the 100 to 200 hertz range, and then it slowly climbs back up. And you can see this is very mono compatible down here as well. So yeah, only making sure certain sounds are in the stereo field while most sounds are like in the middle. So that way the sounds that do have a stereo width to them sound really wide in comparison to other things. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, share it with somebody, and for everyone in the Producer Dojo, thanks for tuning in, and I will see y'all in the future. All right, peace, aliens.